Welcome back, and let's look at the papers right away, starting off with The Nation. Economy gradually coming out of challenges, says Tinubu. Debt servicing down to 65% of revenue, and President Tinubu telling the new ministers to be focused. Varsity teachers taken out of public service payroll system. Okay, and it's a D-Day for most contentious U.S. election. Trump, Harris and tight race, 77 million already voted. Next is Nigerian News Direct. How debt service to revenue ratio dropped to 65% in 17 months, says the president. Again, Atiku accuses the president of economic mismanagement, claims the 2023 election was criminally stolen. Fitch report endorses Nigeria's macroeconomic outlook, projecting increase in NPLs of commercial banks. Right, that's on Nigerian News Direct. The Matrix is next. Trial of End Bad Governance protesters drop treason charges. Falana tells Tinubu. Of course, the story has since moved on now with the president's intervention for the immediate release of the alleged young offenders. U.S. election, it's D-Day as Trump-Harris head for showdown. Ondo election, the forthcoming race, that is, INEC promises improved logistics, results management. I'm not in Nigeria, Bobrisky throws shades at critics. This Nigeria now. Release the kids. Tinubu orders immediate freedom for detained protesting minors. Wants disciplinary action against security agents found culpable in incident. President to ministers will be criticized, abused, but be focused. Have stopped scavengers of nation's resources. Landmine blast kills 7 loggers, injures 5 others in Borno State. Appeal court discharges ex-CJN Walter Ononge over false asset declaration charge. That and more on this Nigeria. On the Punch now, hungry miners, that's the lead caption. Tinubu orders probe as FG backs down. Stock market rise as Trump-Harris battle for U.S. presidency. Cleric backs life jail for raping miner inside mosque. All that on the Punch. Finally, with me is Daily Independent. Tinubu bows to pressure, orders immediate release of miners, directs action against security operatives culpable in their arrest. With cut revenue for debt servicing from 97 to 65%. Tinubu nominates new REC national commissioners for INEC. Theophilus.
Move to New Telegraph this morning. It says here, Tinubu orders unconditional release of detained minors. Excuse me. Direct probe of their detention arraignment, tells new minister to ignore criticism, abuse. Don't cast leaders, God will do it for you, Sultan tells Nigerians. Appeal court reverses Ononge's conviction. Ondo Guba will improve on poll result management as INEC. Quincy Jones, giant of U.S. music, dies aged 91. No going back on subsidy, forex reform, says Edun. Insecurity. Herders kill 37 motorcyclists. Teacher carts away 67 bikes in Benue State. Then the Daily Times says Tinubu orders release of minors involved in End Bad Governance protest. Tinubu's response to my proposals uncharitable, says Atiku. Nearly 47% of Nigerians live below poverty line, projected to reach 52% by 2026, says World Bank. Governor agreed to NDDC. Consult states on projects to avoid duplication. No directive was given for workers to change salary accounts. The Daily Trust says detention. Falana seeks compensation as Tinubu directs release of minors. President orders investigation. Prosecution of officers behind action. Arrests inhuman. That's according to Bauchi governor. NGF to take over this continued case today. Harris, Trump in neck and neck as Americans elect new president today. Olympics. Affiliate awarded $5,000 compensation. Officials face sanctions. Ex-Delta Governor Okowa in EFCC custody over diversion of 1.3 trillion naira. We move to the blueprint. After release order, Tinubu directs welfare for end bad governance juvenile protesters. Orders probe disciplinary actions against operatives involved in arrest, prosecution. Despite hardship, we've crashed debt service in profile from 97% to 65%, says federal government. The Nigerian Tribune says end bad governance, security agencies involved in minors' arrest, prosecution to face probe. As Tinubu directs release of young detainees, asks humanitarian ministry to take charge of their welfare. Appeal court acquits ex-CJN and organ of false assets declaration conviction. Orders federal government to unfreeze his bank account. Trump-Harris campaigns push for record voter turnout in battleground states, help to secure victory in tight race. Of course, this and many more in the Nigerian Tribune newspaper this morning. We have the Hope newspaper, and it says, Ondo governorship, Ayedatiwa to residents, there's no abandoned project under me. It says road contractors will return to sites after rainy season. Governor promises more visible projects as campaign gains momentum. How I killed 76 women for fortification, says Ibadan man. Nigeria ranks 5th in global daily social media usage. Leadership newspaper. Tinubu orders release of detained minors. Harris versus Trump. U.S. decides to make or mar presidential poll. How an election 10,000 kilometers away concerns Nigeria, Africa. Plus, where candidates stand, what global markets are saying, where immigrants stand, one of the tightest polls moved in world capital. EFCC arrests Okowa over alleged 1.3 trillion naira fraud. God will handle bad leaders, says Sultan. The Guardian says world leaders, nations anxious as U.S. decides Harris-Trump's fate. Tinubu tells ministers to be focused as Edun backs forex subsidy reforms. Reps probe NNPCL as protesters lament fuel crisis. End bad governance, legal news tightens on Borno miners. Despite Tinubu's reprieve, EFCC detains Delta ex-Governor Okowa for alleged 1.3 trillion naira fraud. Sporting Life says, disquiet in Eagles. Players plan showdown over unpaid bonuses for 6 matches. NFF offered to pay home victories in Naira. Stars kick, insists on foreign currencies. Gusau complains about paucity of funds. 1994 sets not entitled but qualified for Eagles job, says Olise. Summer transfer. Napoli wants Osimhen move to AC Milan. AFN culpable in Ofili missing in Paris 2024 100-meter race. Spurs set to end Son Heung-min's contract. Boniface guns for 30th goal. Easy to miss Palace's next 2 games. Of course, we have this and many more in the Sporting Life newspaper this morning.
Right.